Welcome back to Armstrong Acres Farm, or welcome if you're new to us. We're glad you're here. This week, I have an instructor. We're gonna make some tomato cages, do some garden work, and I'm gonna learn some stuff this week. Thanks for being here, Pappy.
You bet, love to. Well, we're making these cages because after these and the other ones I have at home, these work so much better. When you're all done at the end of the year,
Yep.
you should be able to fold these up flat and hang them in the barn somewhere.
Well, that'll be nice. I paid like $7 a piece for these things, and you know they're not gonna last more than a couple of years. Whoops.
That was the first ones we used, and they're okay, but you always got to add something to keep them upright. This is a really weird pair of pliers your husband has here.
Yeah?
They're for cutting wire, but I don't know if you can see that.
They're very round.
They don't go together.
Oh, they don't, that's as far as they go?
That's as far as they go shut.
Well?
Yeah, so we're just cutting this in half for right now. And then that'll be one half of it. It'll go across here like this.
Nice. Okay, so this is a little tool you made for me, you brought me.
Brought you a little tool here. And the reason I made the tool, when I made mine, all I used was a pair of pliers to curl the ends around. But you should try to make the ends as even as possible.
Okay.
So when you hook them together, they're all at the same length. So all you want to do is slide this in here to the very end. All right.
Oh, and just use it to twist it?
And then just give it a twist. All the way around.
Okay.
Now those are not quite close, but it's not easy to twist, but I'm sure you can do it. I've watched you move that machine over there. Helps to put your thumb there. Once you get it going, then just get a hold of it, come right on around.
Okay. Okay.
See what you can do.
Okie dokie.
They don't have to be exact, but I bet mine's so crooked that some would hook in and other ones wouldn't hook in.
Pretty ingenious little tool you made here.
Oh yeah, it took all 15 seconds to, and sometimes that happens too. Sometimes you'll break them off, but you don't really need, you don't really need every one of these, but it just helps to bend them all. Very good.
Oh, that one's kind of crookedy.
Oh, that's all right. You should see mine. Mine are terribly crooked. Okay. Now we need to figure out how wide we need it. Yeah, we'll cut.
Because we're going to have a piece on either side and then the hooks on either side of the end, I assume?
You'll have ends here that are only like 2.5 squares wide. And then you just stick it. And then I don't squeeze every one of them completely shut because it just makes it really hard to.
It looks like they'll stay on pretty.
Yeah, like every other one I'll squeeze so it doesn't come back off.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're so floppy. These are the ones that something was eating early at the beginning of the season. Ate them down to bare stems, so I'm lucky they're even this big.
I'm surprised they came back. I didn't think they would.
Yeah, me too.
If you set that up on the wood, it'll probably stand upright for now.
Okay.
Then we'll make the other side.
Okay. Oh, so this is actually going to be up on the wood?
I made it that way because then what you can do, and of course I didn't bring those along either.
Oops.
I have little staples, and what I always did when we had wood on ours, I would just like put a staple here, staple there, and then one on each side here and here.
Okay.
And then it doesn't fall over at all.
Okay.
It'll stay upright all the time.
I could put these in there too,
Or
couldn't
you can do that too. Yep.
All right. If we don't have staples.
So now we need one more side that's.
Do you want me to cut some?
You want to try?
Yeah, I want to try.
And this will go. Wow, this goes so much easier with two people. When I built mine, I was like, lots of swearing.
Haha, I did it. Ha. Okay. Got it. So is it this one?
Yeah, we need that one. Plus these so far I found, boy, they last a long time.
Oh, I bet.
Gammy and I got down to the finals, semifinals.
Did you?
Yep.
They were in a...
Didn't quite get her to the end though.
They were in a, why can't I think of what it's called?
Block party. We were playing cornhole.
What is it?
Cornhole.
Cornhole. Good night. We're in a cornhole tournament. There's a lot of teams entered too.
Well, and that team that won, they do that a lot. Him and
really?
That was his daughter. Yeah. Him and his daughter they do that in horseshoes a lot. So
I'm having all the trouble here. Why can't I get it anymore?
Yeah, I may have to revamp that tool making.
I think it's just because I was working above my head. Oops. You know what I mean? There we go.
Yeah, I should have made that handle about twice as long so it had sticking out on both sides.
Well, that's not a bad idea.
Watch the onions.
I know, right? Took my onions a long time to get going.
Ours, I was surprised because I didn't think ours, and they shot up really quick.
Yeah, just like in the last week or so, they finally started growing. I'm excited about your garlic. How much garlic did you get?
Well, since it was the first time, I didn't put that much in. We probably got, they're about that big. I think maybe 25.
That's awesome.
25. It takes a long time though. You put it in the fall, and I just now took it down last weekend. So that's like 8 months.
That is a long time. How'd you know when it was ready?
YouTube.
So what did YouTube say?
Well, there's two different kinds. I think it's called hard neck and soft neck.
Okay.
And I had hard neck. They have these little curly hickeys that eventually they come up and they just go around all the way around. And they said when they start to come around, you want to cut that off, and then it goes about 2 to 4 weeks after that. It's ready to, when the leaves start to dry up.
Oh. Let me try it from this side, since I'm not a lefty.
All great people are left-handed. Remember that.
Brad always said being left-handed means you're in your right mind or something like that.
I'll buy that.
There you go.
Okay, now we can close it up on that one. I try to do like maybe every third one. That way if you need to change it, because eventually if you bend these open and close enough times, it will break. It'll break the end off. Then as they're growing, you can keep bringing these up and stick them in one side and out the other, and back and forth.
You don't think they need strings since they're so floppy?
Not yet. Not yet. That's one.
That's one.
And that's all you have the wire for.
Okay.
Potatoes are looking really good.
My potatoes, I know, I'm so excited.
They're going wild.
Hopefully they stay like this and they don't start getting eaten, because some of my like broccoli and stuff, something's eating the leaves over there, some bug. But the potatoes, and do the flowers mean that they're actually growing potatoes, or no? Doesn't have any significance. You asshole.
That is a Japanese beetle.
Great.
Some people put out beetle traps. I never thought it was a good idea because it just draws more beetles.
Oh, that's true.
Neem oil. You'll need a garden sprayer, little garden sprayer.
Okay.
Mix up neem oil, and that helps keep them off. Actually, I would let those cages the way they are and just stake them fast for now, for this year.
Okay, and then just build it next year.
Yeah. And now we're gonna have a drink on Brian and Charlotte.
A celebratory drink?
Yeah, this is what you guys bought me.
That's
You
right.
bought me this for, I don't know, for just buying it for me.
Just cause. I mean, while we were in Kentucky purchasing this bourbon for you, you did take care of our garden and our kid. So, it could be for that.
Yeah.
It means you may have to let Gammy have one every, one
Now
drink.
this stays in the garage.
Cheers. Thanks for the help.
To tomato cages.
Yeah. Just to be sure it doesn't blow over. Let's see. Maybe if I just do it like that. Right now I've got a sump pump in the pool because Bean's pool has turned green in her absence. It's running to this soaker hose down here. It's very low pressure, so there's not a lot coming out. So I'm also just scooping out the water and watering some stuff. So I'm gonna come over here and water these tomatoes. They definitely needed it. And I mean, really, who needs a watering can, Well, I might. No. No, that's all right. This is how you do it, right? Yep, it's definitely how you do it. Pappy and I were talking about my composters here, and they're not really composting a lot. So I keep my kitchen scraps in this bucket, and when I put the composters together a couple months ago, I had a bucket full. Most of it went into the far end here and then kind of out from there. And my idea at the time had been that'll be the one done first, you know, that sort of thing. But I have a lot of sticks in here, which it makes sense. He pointed out to me they take a long time to break down, and everything's still very dry. So it's not really composting at all. Well, my bucket is full again. So this time I'm gonna start at this end and probably give it a little water too. I can't get it too wet because the water will drip out. Ooh. Ooh. Now last time I did this, Frank sat down here and licked all of the rotten goo out. I'm sure that's gonna happen this time too. Look at these two. You guys are nasty. Why do you like rotten food? I don't understand. You don't want the rotten food? That's why you're my favorite. Gush. Guess he's getting a bath tonight. We have this little garden bucket here that Bean got from her youth group at church. It's got beans, an onion, I think there's 2 onions, and another bean, and then this tomato plant in the middle. And they are not all going to be able to thrive in this bucket. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some chicken wire up the side of the barn, and we're gonna put the beans there to grow up the side, and maybe transplant the tomato into an empty spot in the garden beds. I've even got room for the onions, honestly. I'm gonna go up this piece of plywood here. I'd rather not attach anything to the actual barn if I don't have to, but this is all gonna have to be replaced anyway. So I'm just gonna staple some chicken wire here. 6 feet should be plenty. Higher than that, it'll be hard for me to staple. Maybe I'll do 6.5, just to be sure. Let's see, how much do I have here? Can I be there where you are, please, sir? Thank you. Maybe I should go straight up first. Oh, wrong side. I went too tall. Don't tell muscles. Oh. Woo! Safest thing I've ever done. All right, let's dig some holes. I gotta do 4 holes. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. Nope, that's a solid rock. The bees are out in the clover right now. There's clover growing all over our yard. Oh, I can't wait to get bees. Let's get these little guys out of here. There's 2. Is that mold? Let's get some of this good stuff out of there. I'm not sure if you can see this guy over the grass or not. Well, they're all in. We'll see how they do. So most of this row back here didn't come up at all, so I'm just gonna pick a little spot here. I'm gonna get this onion out of here. Oh, so carefully. He's got some good roots. Can you see all those? This guy's much smaller, but he looks like he's growing in a lot of that moldy stuff. All right, onions. Now I'm gonna try and put this other tomato plant in between these two. So I'm gonna have to take that new cage that Pappy and I just built off real quick. I was gonna unclip it and take it down, but really I don't even need to do that. All I need to do is just pick it up. Scooch it down for a bit. But we're gonna try and put this new guy right here in the middle in between them. It's gonna be a little crowded, I think, if they all come back, but since they're all kind of struggling, it'll be like the little sick bay for tomatoes. All right, you little floppy guy, move over there. Got the whole bucket transplanted. So now I'm gonna go get some dirty pool water and water all these plants. Real gently on these little guys. So let's see, this one was new. No, that one's not new. This is my new one, and this one is new. Little baby tomato. I don't know what kind of tomato this is. I hope it's big tomatoes, because everything else we've got planted is little tomatoes. So far out of all my tomato plants, they're all growing great. Even these ones are really making a comeback. I mean, I really thought they were goners after the deer or whatever it was came and ate them down to bare stems. My plants over there are doing great and getting lots of flowers, and I do have one tomato growing, so that's very exciting. I know there will come a point in the not so distant future where I'm gonna have so many tomatoes I don't know what to do with myself. Uh-oh. There we go. Bean is a tomato fiend, and she will just come out here and eat the little tomatoes right off the vine all summer long. So we'll be able to feed her habit quite well. I'll just give you a quick update on the garden. This was all pepper plants along here, and whatever ate the tomatoes also ate most of the pepper plants. There are a few that you can see in there that they're trying to come back. Down here are my carrots. They're doing quite well, you can see that. And then I had planted arugula down here by the marigolds, but it's never come up. So I'll try and plant it in here again between the tomatoes and those marigolds. I've got cucumbers planted along here. There's this guy here on the corner. That's one I transplanted, so it's but smaller, but still there. I gotta tell you, I might be the luckiest girl in the world. Today I was gonna work on setting up my herb garden in one of the old cast iron tubs that we have. I told Brian this morning at 3:30 or whatever time his alarm clock went off, I said, I wonder if I can roll one of those things over by myself. And he was like, I don't know, I think you can probably do it. But okay. And then I went back to sleep for several more hours while he went to work. I just came outside to get started. He's already done it for me. 3:30 this morning, before he left to go to the gym and then do his manual labor job out in the sun all day, and it's hot today, he came out here and rolled this tub over for me. See that? So we won't mention to him that I was actually going to use the other one. Don't tell him, okay? So I guess the first thing I need to do is try and get it kind of level. Oh yes. Oh yeah, I'm immensely grateful. I don't think I could have done this myself, that's for sure. Oh my God. I mean, it's still going downhill, but at least all four corners are kind of levelish. So I've got that huge tub I need to fill up. And what is something that I have a lot of laying around that can fill a space and maybe provide a few nutrients to the garden? Coal ash. There's already a shovel over here. Let's see how long this thing holds up. There's so many pokey weeds. You know what? I wonder if I could just dump it in. Wouldn't that be so much easier? This is my second load. Okay, well, that was the third load. I think that's gonna do it. My next step is to dig out topsoil. I don't know if you remember what my pile of topsoil looks like. I'm about to show you. This is my pile of topsoil. I have a little sticking up here where you can see it, but most of it is under all these weeds. I certainly have my work cut out for me, that's for sure. This was topsoil, but a lot of it now is what we dug up out of the holes for the deck. And it is not good, full of clay. Maybe if I get in underneath there. Because some of this down here is better. It's got worms in it. Can't be that bad, right? I've got enough loose, I'm digging it out now. But every shovelful I get, there's leaves and weeds in it that I have to pick out first. So the moral of the story is, kids, if you have a pile of soil that you plan to use again, cover it with a tarp. Don't do like Charlotte does. Maybe that'll be the theme. Every week, I'll show you what not to do. Last week, I taught you that boiled linseed oil is prone to spontaneous combustion. This week, I've made it 3 times as hard on myself to dig dirt because I just let the weeds run rampant. This week's edition of What Not to Do with Charlotte. The good news is the soil is getting better and better the farther down I go. Ooh! That is a spider with an egg sac. If I poke you, are you gonna birth a bajillion babies? Oh, sorry, Mama. Sorry, Mama. All right, now we're getting to the good stuff. All right, finally got the wheelbarrow full. Let's see how it does in the bathtub over there. It's a lot heavier than that coal ash. Well, I'll probably be weeding this one a lot more often than I have to weed my other beds. I hardly ever have to weed my other beds. I see the green, don't worry. Hopefully leaves don't do too much for growing stuff, although. That's pretty much what I expected. We'll put the soaker hose on it, see what happens. I gotta tell you, this water's warm. It's been in the pool for 3 weeks. May have to find something to plug that up. And hopefully once it all gets wet and solid, it'll be in better shape. We'll let it run for a while, see how it goes. All right, well, I had the soaker hose on here for a little while. It's now a couple days later because we've had a holiday. Still a few spots here where it's kind of dry and still got big pieces in it, so I'll kind of split that up. But I'm excited to show you what I got. I went to a Mennonite greenhouse not far from us and got some good stuff for a great price. They even gave me free impatiens.
I make you impatient for free.
That's true. My house is full again. Bean's home from camp. Brian's home from work. Most of this under here is ash. I should have done a little less ash and a little more soil. Too late now.
I'd say, considering this is your first real garden and we started it all from scratch, that it's going pretty well. I mean,
yeah, not doing too bad. You know what I remembered this morning? I kept talking about there's onions over there that never came up. It's because I planted strawberries in there. The strawberries never came up at all. They were in that sad like box where I thought they were all dead anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they were. I just bought a box of dead strawberry plants, so that sucks. So I got apple mint. They didn't just have regular spearmint or peppermint. He said apple mint was probably the closest to a regular mint. I was gonna tell Brian, but he's busy yelling at Jack. They also have a chocolate mint, and I was tempted, but there's not much that Brian hates more than mint chocolate, so I didn't get that one. Did you hear what I said?
what?
They sell a chocolate mint.
Great.
But, yeah, I didn't get it.
My
Look
favorite.
look at the roots sticking out of the bottom of this thing. That's gonna be fun to get out.
Oh yeah.
That's been in there a minute. Okay.
I assume you already told the audience that I screwed up and bought
No, I did not mention that. Brian was going to Lowe's this morning, so I asked him to pick me up some herbs. And he did. And he spent a lot of time doing it, but they're all in seed form. So I was like, oh, that's not what I meant. I should have specified. That's all right. Parsley. This is thyme. It's this tricolor, sage. Tricolor sage. Then I got 2 kinds of oregano. This one was what's the word? Variegated. I think that just means it's got the 2 different colored leaves, because everything that it had in there that was variegated was like that, but hopefully it's about the same taste as regular oregano. And then this is a hot and spicy oregano. This would be good to make like sausages and stuff with. Hot and spicy oregano. Ooh. And then I got 2 things of chives. Oops. And this is stevia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a stevia plant. We eat a lot of stevia around here. Try not to do the sugar, so we sweeten things with stevia when we can. So that'll be cool to have our own stevia plant. Oh my gosh.
I wonder if you can just like pull the leaves off and soak them in the tea. Or if you have to like...
I'm sure you probably can.
Process it down, or if that works.
No, I'm sure you probably... Because it said, the sign up there said you could just cook with it. So you can probably just chew one. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Really sweet?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Why are you attacking me, Kat?
And then this is sage. No, thyme. This is thyme. And then impatiens. They were giving away impatiens.
We should have got ramps so you could make ramp wine.
I bought a bottle of ramp wine when we went to Kentucky. I didn't remember what ramps were. I just knew I'd heard of them since I moved here. And we got about halfway through the bottle. We were in the hot tub one night, and Brian and my cousin Carrie and her husband Chris, and we had to look up what ramps were. And I'm shocked they make wine out of it. But I think you finished it though, didn't you?
As I said, I didn't have to look it up. I just
yeah, you knew.
You
That's
kept
right.
saying what it was, and I wasn't really paying attention. And then when somebody said, this tastes like onion or garlic, I was like, oh, ramps. Yeah, that's what that is.
That's what that is, yeah.
And yes, I did finish that bottle. I actually really enjoyed it.
Well, good. You do like onions and garlic, so. And the mint. The mint's gonna I wonder if I should do the mint in its own container, because mint tends to go wild.
It does go crazy.
All right, let's dig.
Have your little garden protector over there.
Is that you? Yeah, another cat on our property, attacking our cat on our property. Luckily it was during the day, so we heard it and came out. I can't lose another cat. I will lose my mind if we lose another cat. No, you don't care if I'm muddy, do you? You don't care about muddy at all. And Jack was amazing, because Jack saw, and that when that cat took off, when I yelled, Jack took off. He ran as far after that. They can't hear me when we do that. Jack ran as far after that cat as he could before his GPS collar would start shocking him. He was protecting you, wasn't he? Yes, it was. Oh, pot. There's a lot more dirt in here than I was thinking there was. A lot more soil, so I think we're in good shape. I was thinking that this far down I would be in ash already, but I'm not. All right, last one. The stevia. See, sweet leaf. Now I'm gonna give this mint its own container here. Since mint grows so wild and crazy, I just pulled one of the ferns out of here that didn't make it, and it had centipedes and a slug living in it. So I've discarded all of that soil, and I'm gonna use what's left in the bucket in here. I've gone through and tried to pull out the stuff that's got the white on it. And there's an earthworm in there, a couple of them. So I'm gonna keep those. Let's get some serious roots in there. Let's see. Oh, I'm pouring it from the wrong bucket. Oh my gosh, what a dummy. Maybe it's something in it. Oh gosh. Oh. Okay, so now I'm getting down to the bottom. I think they put compost down in there. I think it's papers and stuff. This makes so much more sense. Well, if that's the case, I'll leave some in there. This whole time I thought it was mold. See, like I've been throwing it all out. A little bit more. Well, I feel silly, but I guess this is how we learn stuff, right? So I've got another step in my garden done. You know, if I kept it with this much, I'd be happy enough for this year, but I do still want to try and get some arugula going, so I'm going to try and get that planted. And then I'd forgotten that I'd planted strawberries and the onions, and that's why there's gaps in there. So maybe I'll see if I can still find some viable strawberry plants. Anyway, I think for everything we've got going on, that this is pretty good for the first year, and I'm obviously learning a lot. So I guess this week I'll say, still making a little progress.